The Browns have a joint practice with the Bills. It's only one day before they play a preseason game against the Bills on Saturday. We obviously have talked a lot about quarterbacks, but guys, I want to get into some other things, including wide receivers. We were just talking about how none of us want anything to do with Brandon Ayuk. And the reason, or not the only reason, but part of the reason we don't want anything to do with Brandon Ayuk is I'm going to speak for all three of us. I don't know that you agree, but I think it's a safe bet you're going to agree. I'm more excited about the young talent the Browns have at wide receiver than I've been in the 16 years, and you've been covering them longer than me, of covering the Browns. Obviously, not one individual player is Josh Gordon, at least at this point. But as a trio, if you throw in really as a quartet, if you throw in Bond and throw in Harold Fannin, there's a lot to be excited about in that group.
There is. I keep saying over and over, like the biggest difference in camp, there's a new coach, there's a little bit of a new structure. It's the juice those guys bring.
Yeah.
Right? Concepcion is super fast, and we knew that. He's way more advanced as an all-around wide receiver. He's not a finished product than I gave him credit for, and I think than a lot of rookies are.
Yeah.
Denzel Boston, since like the sixth practice of the spring, it's been like, oh man, that guy's different. So he's got a long way to go too, but these guys are here. You pair him with Fannin. Isaiah Bond is on his way up. He has not arrived yet either. Yeah. But it's clear these guys are the low bar to be better than Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Right? But these guys have skill. They have upside, and they have at least a little bit of polish, probably a lot of polish for where they really are in their football careers.
It seems like they have great attitudes as well.
Yeah, they both seem like thumbs up all the way, all around.
Good people. That's what I like to hear. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, people say stuff all the time. They call each other brother all the time. They always are around each other. Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston. They got the right attitude about what's going on. And the thing I like the most when we see them in the practice, they don't seem like they're rookies. I thought, you know, the things that followed Casey Concepcion was the drops and different things, but I've seen him really like shore that up. Now, he still has to do that in the games, but I didn't know he had that type of game where he's going to go over the middle. And I think it was a touchdown from Shedeur Sanders when he kind of climbed the ladder and in the end zone, went up and go get it. Denzel Boston has been a 50-50 nightmare, and I like the progression of Isaiah Bond. You know, you go back to the old school Browns, you had, you know, Brian Brennan, Wester Slaughter, Reggie Langhorne, right? You had some guys that you knew all fit different positions and different skill sets on the field. So to me, I think that they've been, you know, as a group, probably the most impressive group besides the secondary. Tyson Campbell and Denzel Ward have been cooking. Like they don't even throw over to Denzel.
So that's
Ward.
quality work for those guys every day.
Every day they get in there. And I think for the first time, we might have a group of people that can elevate quarterback play. And I haven't seen that. Like, we you know,
that would be hard to do as a rookies, but yeah.
But you can mask some things, especially when you
even the most talented quarterback in the world gets a lot better when his receivers are legit playmakers.
No doubt about it.
Well, for people who are just tuning in, we need to make a point about the joint practice. It's just one practice. We don't know. However, in some cases, and maybe in multiple cases, this is the only day of the whole summer that the Browns ones are going to go against other teams ones. Right. We don't know what the Patriots are going to do next Thursday. We know the Bears only played a handful of their guys for 2 drives, and we know the starters aren't going to play. So this is a big test. The Bills don't have the greatest defense in the NFL. The Bills have a really good team, and they have a different scheme. New guys who are competing for jobs at corner now. A good test for these rookies today.
Another thing I'm interested to see, obviously the Browns defensive line, especially at tackle, they've been very banged up. You've talked about this a lot. So they're really thin there. And they're going up against a very good Bills offensive line. And obviously the Browns defense has dominated the Browns offense, not surprisingly in practice, but now going up against this Bills offensive line should be an interesting test.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking to see more. The demoralizing thing that I saw was 2 times you needed a first down, one with Shedeur Sanders and one with Deshaun Watson. They get to the line of scrimmage, run the ball, they get hit for losses.
Yeah.
For them to be who they think they're going to be and win the extra games that they want to win, they have to be able to run the ball. They just have to. Like they can, you know. And I know Todd Monken does some things creatively in terms of how he, you know, block backs and motion and fullbacks in the backfield and wham blocks and all that good stuff. But you still need, at the core of offensive line trench play, you got to have guys that get movement off the line of scrimmage. And I didn't see very much movement against the Bears. I want to see what you do this week because that's where it's really going to be glaring because you're going to see guys up front now, mano and mano. Can you get off the block?
Mm-hmm.
Can you move men? And that's what you really get to see in scrimmages like this.
Last time they hosted a joint practice was 2 years ago this week with the Minnesota Vikings, and the defenses dominated. They went about an hour and 40 minutes. They could have gone a week and a half, and nobody was scoring a touchdown. So today, you get Deion Dawkins versus Jared Verse.
Yeah.
Right? You get Josh Allen in the flesh, like not live, but making plays. There will be one-on-ones with the linemen. Those are the only one-on-ones they're going to do. So that will be a treat of it, and you get to watch the rookie receivers. How do they adapt to a defense that hasn't seen it?
Right.
What's happening in practice is by now the defense knows what's coming.
I'm guessing
it over and over again.
I'm guessing the offensive and defensive linemen get super fired up for this because they don't get to do much of this.
Man, this is you just got me excited.
Yeah.
Like bro, they gonna have a pep talk. That talk gonna be. This is the reason I talked to Zach. I said usually they only doing one day. Why aren't you doing two? Well, because after you get smoked the first day, whoever was losing the first day, if you come back and take that L again in pass rush, we fighting.
Yeah, right.
Even if he was holding me, coach. No, you just got your tail kicked yesterday. You got stonewalled yesterday. Now today you want to fight. So they said no. We get it out your system. We only go on one day. But you are correct. It's going to be very testy up front, both sides of football. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. Did you have something, Anthony?
Oh no, I'm good.
Oh, okay. It's good to be. I mean, is the media have access to everything?
Yeah, it'll be on two fields. So I will be up in the tall bleacher to where I can see as much as
it's called the Zach Jackson perch. Like the Zach, I said, we was at practice the other week ago. I'm like, where you going? Yeah. He's like, I got a little secret spot up here, man. I can see everything, bird's eye view up there. So obviously,
no fans,
no
right?
No fans.
But as far as we know, it's open filming. So the clips that people are waiting for.
Yeah, they gonna wait. And it's Josh Allen.
It's just a different vibe to it, right? Like a different team comes in, there's a different energy, there is intensity, but there's an old school vibe to it too. Like the buses pull up on the street like it's an 8th grade game.
Yeah.
And they get off the bus with their shoulder pads.
Right,
it's a really cool thing.
You get off that yellow bus, but you know what I'm saying? Back in the day when we was McKinley, we got the charter bus. We pull up in Cleveland with the tinted windows. You know what I'm saying? We got with the visors and shields. Our coach didn't allow us to have it, but I was gonna have one. We in Cleveland. You forget what you talking about. So we in Cleveland, like we from Canton.
Yeah.
No, but it's that vibe. Like you going against like 7-on-7. Now all of a sudden got juice. 11-on-11 periods definitely got juice, right? You got dudes that's really going out here, and this is going to be a great judging point of where you actually are. Because you can fool yourself in regular practice and be like, he's balling. You can fool the heck out of yourself.
Yeah.
But there is no hiding when another team with a scheme comes in and you don't know what they running, they don't know what you running,
right.
And all of a sudden they putting it on you. Like now it makes coaches go right back to the film room and really reevaluate. I done seen depth charts change on. Hey, Deshaun Watson was the guy. And the slow, precipitous fall from grace happened when Zach came back in a practice for inter squad and said, we can't complete no passes over. We just can't score. And we was like, what? Like, but Deshaun Watson, they said he's like, nah, bro, can't complete passes. And it turned out that he was right. We didn't complete passes that first game either.
The 2 days versus 1 day thing is fascinating because back in 23 when they went to Philly the first day, like both teams were good, right? And it was like Martin Emerson one-on-one with A.J. Brown.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember the legend of Martin Emerson started.
And there was all this energy, and the Browns really showed well that day. And the second day, Philly got pissed off and buried them.
It was crazy. Like, it wasn't just Zach saying it. They had every Yahoo, ESPN. I didn't even know some of these outlets. CNN even sent some outlets. CNN sent somebody down there. I said, "This is Jake Tapper? How they got Jake Tapper over here? Like, this is wild work." Yeah. It just looks bad. I mean, this is like the primaries. I'm like, this is crazy. And
did they have what's his name doing the predictions?
Look, Don Lemon might have been on. Yeah, Steve Kornacki is like, he's up there. Now look right here. This precinct over here. This is the Browns D line. They're getting smoked. But all the voters in in.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. And I'm like, bro, should I be paying attention to this? Because everybody's saying it was devastating. And boy, Some of them same things happened that very next week. Wait, was that the year we played? No, was that the same year we was messing around with? They played the first game against the Cowboys. What year was that?
Yeah, that was 24.
Okay, that was 24.
Yeah.
So
that was after the Minnesota joint practice where nobody scored.
Yeah, so yeah. We're gonna see. We're gonna be out there. I'm gonna look at it. And like you said, Bull, it's exciting because you get to go against a team that has expectations.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. 100%.
Period. They done moved stuff around, coaching. They got a quarterback. They got built-in stuff where they're not going, even if they play in the practice, they're not, they have expectation levels that, no, we're not going to come out here and get smoked like this. So this is going to be a good measuring rod in terms of what the Browns are, where they are. And if their rookies are really that good.
And they got a better, they got DJ Moore, so they're still not great at wide receiver, but they're better. And what is the latest, Zach, with the Browns, especially at defensive tackle? Where are we with the injury updates? Do you know?
Well, my call is back.
Okay.
Kalia Davis is not yet back. Sam Kamara is not yet back.
Okay.
It's shifted to tight end to where Jack Stahl, who they got when they couldn't get Charlie Kolar, Jack Stahl's now out for the season. Brendan Bates, blocking tight end, out for the season. They really have Harold Fannin and Blake Whiteheart, and Blake Whiteheart is not really a blocker.
So they might pick up two guys off waivers at some point.
What's the deal with Royer? What's going on? Like, are they still not really?
I have tried behind the scenes to find out, and I have not been able to scratch a thing.
Are there any veteran free agents out there that are worth looking at?
Because everybody's running this 13 personnel stuff. So it's going to be a waiver wire thing, or trading for somebody that's not going to make a team.
Right.
You know, like the Rams kept 8 tight ends.
Yeah,
and I'm only exaggerating slightly. But the Rams used a premium pick last year on Terrence Ferguson and another one this year on Max Clare. So one of the guys that's washed is going to come be a blocking tight end for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
But apparently Stahl was too, because he's already out for the season.
So they only have 2 tight ends, period.
No, they brought in they claimed Daquan Wright last week and he didn't show up. He wants to go back to Ole Miss. But they signed a UFL guy the other day, and he got like 6 targets in practice because there's nobody else.
Well, hold on. Hold on. What you mean he went back to Ole Miss? What kind of?
Daquan Wright was one of 15 players in a lawsuit yesterday who won a temporary judgment to be able to go back to college football. He didn't get drafted.
He get paid more.
He didn't get drafted. The Eagles brought him to camp. The Eagles cut him last week, and the Browns claimed him because they needed a tight end, and he hasn't shown up because he joined this lawsuit. So he's planning on suiting up for Ole Miss next week, and that's Cleveland
crazy.
Browns.
Hey, bro, listen, where we are. Listen, let me tell you what I was playing. If you would have even uttered those words, they might have garnished your wages. They might have garnished you. They might have really put you on probation. Like you had can you imagine if that? Like you couldn't. This dude was in a football camp.
Yeah.
Got cut. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going back to Ole Miss.
Right.
What?
He's going to make more money.
Oh,
right?
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he'll make a double what a practice squad player would make.
That's like Bo Naylor being like, you know what? Man, I think I'm about to go. I'm about to play for Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you can't just go back and play for Rice.
It's crazy. Did you see why there's a player who's an undrafted guy left Bengals camp?
Yeah, to go make a movie.
Yeah, he's an actor. And he left Bengals camp. I don't know if he was going to make the team, but he left Bengals camp because he got a big part in the movie. I can't think of his name.
I did see that yesterday on Twitter.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's like shout out to him. He made that business decision.
The Browns have lost some guys for some reason. They never lost one to Ole Miss before.
Yeah, Ole Miss, bro. Y'all just matter of fact, can I get some Ole Miss time? Because y'all let Shamblers come back. Trinidad Shamblers just playing. So they tight. Matter of fact, let me see if I got some eligibility left.
Isn't that where what's his name played? From The Blind Side?
Michael Orr, yeah.
Michael Orr. Didn't he play there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I can't believe that was fabricated.
It was not completely fabricated, but most Hollywood movies fabricate the true story on some level.
Hey man, listen.
I finally saw that actor who played him in something else recently. I'd never seen him in anything else.
Hey man, you can't just somebody after that movie came out, somebody came to me and was like, do you need a home to live in? I said, lady, you can't ask a grown, I was 25, 26, I'm a grown black man paying taxes. You can't just adopt me. What is that? What is that, bro? You can't do that. What do you mean? That ain't how it works. You can't just adopt a person. Blindside, you messing a lot up for a lot of people, man.
That was